I always like splitting my cozy games lists from the farming games list because I know a lot of you just hate farming, and that's absolutely valid. So in this list, I've picked 20 of the best cozy games with zero farming required. I've made sure to split them into categories for you like exploration, story-rich adventures, cozy business sims, and short and sweet titles to help you pick the best one for your gaming style. I'm also including the platforms that you can find these games on, the prices, and how long it takes to beat each game if applicable, so it's easier for you to choose. If this video reaches 800 likes, I'll make sure to drop part 2. Trust me, there's so many cozy games out there that are amazing and require zero farming, but this video is barely scratching the surface. So squish the like and subscribe buttons, and let's start with the first category, which is gonna be for the short and sweet games. And the first title that I wanted to talk about is Lil Guardsman. This one caught me off guard, pun intended, and I'm surprised why I don't see many people talk about it. You play as a 12-year-old girl who's covering her dad's shift at the guard shed, and you're basically interrogating voice-acted goblins, royals, spies, and shady creatures. It's Papers, Please if you played that one, but it's set in a fantasy world, it's funny, and it doesn't take itself seriously whatsoever. Every decision matters, and you can rewind time to change outcomes using a device called the Chronometer 3000. The art, as you can see, is stunning, the writing is witty, and the whole experience will have you laughing out loud. It takes you about 10 hours to complete it, and it's very easy to pick up and play whenever you have some spare time. It's available on PC, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox for around £16 or your regional equivalent, and it often goes on sale for half of that. So if you love games that are quick, quirky, and full of charm, this one is worth checking out. And if you're looking for another cozy game that is short and sweet, but it's also full of chaos, I think you're gonna like Donut County. And to be honest, you are actually the chaos in this game. You play as a raccoon controlling a hole in the ground that swallows everything. Chairs, buildings, your friends. So it's a story-based physics game with puzzles that are pretty easy to solve. And yes, you do play as a hole. I know, this is crazy. It's short and silly, it's weirdly satisfying, and it has one of the most unhinged gameplay loops that I've ever seen in not just a cozy game, but pretty much any game ever. And I loved every second of it. The gameplay is very addictive, and you can finish this one in one sitting. It's available on PC, iOS, and Mac OS, Android, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One for around £10 depending on the platform, though I see it go a lot on sales, and it brings it down by 70% off most of the time. Haven Park is another short and sweet game that can be finished in around 4 hours. Here you play as Flint, a little bird who's taking over your grandma's campground, and you're trying to bring it back to life. I like the quirky campers here who are gonna ask you to build them different things. You're always gonna be working on something new to help them out and fulfill their requests. And while you do that, you're gonna explore this beautiful and peaceful open world, build cozy campsites, and you're slowly gonna uncover the stories and secrets that are scattered across the forest, and eventually you're gonna uncover some hidden treasure. You also get to pick some skills that are gonna help you along the way. You can play it on PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox for around £7, and it regularly goes on sale for up to 60% off. Now, if you're someone who's more into cozy games that let you wander off, explore, and you end up having, this big list of things that you just want to do and check off the checklist, then the exploration category is perfect for you, and we're gonna start with Lonesome Village. This is a cozy Zelda-like puzzle adventure where you play as Wes. He is a quiet little coyote who's trying to rebuild a village that has lost its people. So instead of combat like Zelda games, you're basically solving puzzles, you're unlocking new areas, and you're slowly piecing together the town's mysteries. This one's perfect if you're craving something that you want to relax with a little bit, with a bit of a plot twist here to keep you hooked. Bit of light gardening here if you don't mind that. There's also fishing, home decorating, relationship building, and more. The art style is very cute, and I appreciate the storytelling. You can beat this one in about 14 hours, and you can play it on Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PC, and PlayStation for around £15, and it goes on sale up to 50% a lot of the time. Another cozy game to check out for satisfying exploration, but add to that dress up and cuteness, is Infinity Nikki. It blends open world adventuring with dress up mechanics in a way that's very unique. Here you explore whimsical landscapes, collect outfits, you solve puzzles, and you enjoy the magic. Thanks to Unfold Games for sponsoring today's video, I can share a bit more about the latest update, version 1.7, called Blue Tears Season. It adds a new area inspired by ancient ruins, some glowing lakes, and an atmosphere that looks beautiful. There's even a giant slumbering serpent woven into the setting. It's visually stunning, especially with all of the soft blues and the blossoms, and as you can see, these fireflies that we've seen in the trailers. It's very reminiscent of The Elden Ring, if you've played that, and Harry Potter's Chamber of Secrets. There's also 2 Resonance outfits and 1 free outfit this season, including the 5-star Resonance outfit, Tides of Tears, and the 4-star Resonance outfit, Nightlight Whispers. The first one lets you experience the darting fish, and the other one has a firefly light effect. You can also get a free 3-star outfit called Midnight Gleam through the limited time event called When Blue Tears Overflow. The game supports co-op, so you can team up with a friend and explore the water swing that's been installed on the lake near the entrance to the event area, so you can explore the mysteries together. If you're into relaxing open worlds and you want a game where the cozy gameplay mechanics are found in the exploration and the fashion, Infinity Nikki is a solid one to check out. Note that farming is in development for an update later on. You'll find the download link in the description box and the pinned comment, so make sure to check it out along with the game's socials. That way you can support me, the channel, and everything that I do here. Now, I can't possibly make this video and not include Fantasy Life I. And you might say, but there is farming here, isn't there, Bubbles? Well, you don't have to engage with it apart from a small story segment. Otherwise, you just can completely ignore it, and this is what makes Fantasy Life one of the best cozy games out there. Sure, it has combat in it, but genuinely, it's pretty easy and mindless to do, and I have a full review for it on the channel along with plenty of streams if you're interested in learning more about it. Apart from that, you're focused on gathering resources, crafting furniture and paintings and various items to decorate your home and village. You have terraforming, skill progression, and you can play with friends, which is very fun to do. So together you can enjoy dungeons and exploring the massive Gynormosia together. This is considered to be a slow life RPG, which is exactly why I recommend it as a cozy game. But I would put a disclaimer on it and say that this is more of an advanced cozy game on this list. Fantasy Life is so satisfying with its gameplay loop that's gonna have you just see your days vanish before your eyes, and you're gonna be shocked like every time. You're gonna be like, you know what, I'm just gonna play like half an hour. Yeah, that's never gonna happen. It's always gonna be 5+ hours, and I don't know how the time literally, like the game, this is the game who steals my time. It's available on all platforms, and it's one of the most expensive games in this list. It's about 50 British pounds, but it's worth every penny. Next, we have Little Gator Game, which is perfect for encapsulating that feeling of being a kid and playing an open world adventure. You play as a little gator on a big island. You're trying to get, your sister's attention, but she is busy with other stuff. So you decide, you know what, I am going to help everyone who has a problem. So you're gonna be gliding off mountaintops and collecting arts and crafts to build the ultimate playground. There's no combat stress here like Fantasy Life. There are no timers or health. All you have to worry about is actually having fun. You're gonna be exploring, completing friend requests, and enjoying the wholesomeness here. It's available on all platforms for around £17, and it goes on sale for about 50% off, and it's worth it, especially if you're looking for a game that's gonna make you feel like a kid again. Now, if you have been here since the beginning of this year, you know that Hello Kitty Island Adventure had me in a chokehold. In just 2 weeks, I had over 30 hours for it. So by the time that I reviewed the game, which I'm gonna leave for you in the cards because there's a lot in that game that a lot of people don't tell you about, so definitely check that out. I was just shocked because I had never thought that the game can have this kind of impact on me. I remember playing it on mobile last year for the first time, and I hated it. I don't know, I felt like it had too many fetch quests in a way that was really boring, but somehow playing it on the Nintendo Switch changed my experience, and I feel like it came into my life in a time where I needed something that requires daily logins, and it just fit into my routine perfectly. So this game became something that I look forward to playing every day when I wake up, and also to wind down before I go to bed. You're dropped into this island filled with secrets, seasonal events, puzzles, and over 80 hours of cozy content. You can decorate villagers' homes, your own house, collect outfits, craft gifts for your friends, dive into the ocean, fish, and play around with gardening if you want to. I think I haven't really played with gardening much, but if you're like a completionist, then you probably want to do that. And the devs are always adding new content, even though it's sad to see that the Switch and the PC versions feel like they're always falling behind because mobile get the updates first, but we're slowly catching up. The game is also coming to PlayStation later this year. You can grab the standard edition for around £35, and the deluxe edition is for about £54. I can't recommend this game enough, especially if you're looking for this perfect game that you can incorporate into your day-to-day life. Now, before Fantasy Life released this year, last year, I was itching for the game. You know, it was getting delayed all the time, and I found comfort in Luma Island. And what I loved the most about it is that it was the closest thing that I can get to Fantasy Life. But till this day, even after playing Fantasy Life, I still see Luma Island as such a charming, cozy game that everyone should give a try. This is an open-world adventure which you can play either solo or in co-op mode with your friends, with no farming unless you choose a profession that requires farming. So you choose one or all of the professions here, you explore forests, mountains, caves, and you collect cute creatures called Lumas. I have a before you buy for it. If you want to check that out, I'm gonna leave it for you in the cards. And what I really like about this is that there's no inventory system, there's no stamina bar that you have to worry about, and you've got plenty to craft and fish and mine. You've got base building and exploring to do. It's very grindy, similar to Fantasy Life, but I would say this one is a lot less overwhelming. So let's say, you know, you want to get into Fantasy Life, but you're worried that, you know, it's a little bit too much for you. I would say Luma Island is the perfect start to get you introduced into this kind of gameplay. Keep in mind there is combat here as well, and it can be a little bit challenging at first, but once you better your tools, you're gonna become really good at it. You can pick this one up on PC, and you can expect around 33 to 45 hours to complete everything. Next up is Potion Permit, and I'm very fond of this game because I got to cover it when I was about to leave Lebanon and move to the UK, start a new life, and I actually thought, you know what, like I might have to quit YouTube. I still wanted to cover this game, I still wanted to give it some love, and I'm so happy that I did, and look where we are now. We're still on YouTube, which is pretty awesome. In this one, you play as a chemist who has been sent to Moonbury, a place that's very skeptical of modern methods of healing, until the mayor's daughter falls sick and the townsfolk realize that their traditional methods are failing. So this is where you come in. You're gonna diagnose villagers when they fall ill, and I love the minigame that you play when creating potions and doing your diagnosis. It's reminiscent of Atelier games with a bit of Tetris. Once you figure out what's wrong, you're gonna have to gather ingredients, you're gonna have to fight some monsters and get rare materials. Everything you find here can be used to brew potions in your cauldron through the puzzle system that I just mentioned. The more that you heal, the more trust that the community is gonna build with you. You're gonna form relationships, you're gonna upgrade the town, you're gonna upgrade the town buildings, and you can even find romance if someone in Moonbury catches your eye. Between potion brewing, village upgrades, and slice of life events, there's a fun gameplay loop that is very satisfying here. You can fish, which is not one of the best systems in my opinion, but you can also decorate your home and wander around while your loyal dog helps you sniff out items and even residents if you can't find them. You can complete this one in around 25 to 40 hours depending on how much you want to do, and you can find it on pretty much all of the platforms including mobile, and it costs around £17 and goes on sale a lot. So definitely check out my review for it if you're interested in it so you'll learn a little bit more about the gameplay mechanics. I feel Potion Permit is the perfect segue into our next category, which is business sims. And if you want a business sim, you know, cozy game that doesn't have you as involved, like you're involved but not crazily involved, then I think you're gonna like our next pick. This one is amazing. It's called Kitchen Sink Aloha. We have streamed the demo before and we had so much fun playing it. I fell in love with it. And now the full game is out and it has very positive reviews on Steam. So this is a fun blend of cozy, RPG, romance and management cooking game that does its own thing, and I haven't really seen anything like it before, you know? You can play as one of the siblings and you lead a team of chefs in Hawaii while you run a pop-up restaurant. The more you work with different team members, the better your bond is gonna get, so you can unlock special abilities that they can use to help you out. The cooking is very fun. You're gonna have to use a little bit of strategy here so you make the best decisions, and after your shifts you can go on fishing trips or a hike. You also have a variety of mini games to play and increase your bond with your team members. The story is wholesome. There are over 30 different kitchens that you can play at. The timer lets you manage things at your own pace, and you have 3 difficulty levels to choose from, so you can cater the gameplay however you like. Definitely check this one out if you haven't already. You can pick it up for around £17, and it has up to 45 hours of content on offer, and you can play it on PC and Mac OS. Another cute and cozy management game, which is also perfect if you like cats, is Cat Cafe Manager. I know the second game is being worked on, so while we wait for that, I think you should definitely check out the first game. I played it on the Switch, but it's also available on Steam, where you can pick it up for around £15, and you'll see it go on sale a lot, up to 65% off. This has a mix of management sim, a bit of mystery happening in the background while you play the game. So basically you inherit a rundown cafe from your grandma, and you're tasked to fix it up and try to win over not only the locals, but also the stray cats that you're gonna adopt. You're gonna restore the cafe, you're gonna have to hire and train staff members, you have to get better recipes and craft a better menu, and it's so cute how you get to know both the guests that come to your shop, but also the stray cats that you're taking care of. There is a lot to do here, and you can expect to finish the whole game between 10 to 15 hours, depending on how much of a completionist you are. Now, if you want an old world fantasy shopkeeping game, there's Winkeltje. I have no idea how to say this game's name, but what a beautiful and amazing game. This one is perfect if you like to build, craft, decorate, and master your own store from scratch. You're responsible for a lot. You're buying and selling everything from tools and veggies to elixirs, and the gist of it is to buy low, sell high, and keep your customers happy. You have to manage stock, you have to expand your space, and play around with the floor plan to maximize your space. You can decorate to your heart's content, so you can choose your displays, your counters, your tiles, and even the architecture. There is farming here if you are interested in that, but you don't have to do it if you don't want to. You open whatever shop you want. On top of that, you also get to craft goods at tailoring desks, forges, and alchemy tables, and you have seasonal events that will change what your customers want. And that's not all. You also hire employees, you manage salaries, and you level up your staff. This one is very hands-on with a gameplay loop that will keep you hooked for hours. And the amount of time that it takes to beat this game really depends on your game style. You can finish it in 24 hours, or you can take over 60 hours if you want to min-max and do everything. You can play it on PlayStation 4, Switch, PC, and Xbox One, as well as Series X and S, and it's usually on Steam for around £12. I rarely see anyone talk about this game, so I'm very interested. If you played it before, please let me know in the comment section. Another very cute and cozy game that is very wholesome as well and is perfect if you love managing your own restaurant is one that I also don't hear a lot of people talk about, and it's called Rolling Hills Make Sushi, Make Friends. This one is on the shorter side, so you need around 12 to 15 hours to finish it, and it costs £12 on Steam. Basically, you're running a sushi restaurant as a bot, so you need to buy new and fresh ingredients every day. You're gonna unlock and progress your sushi recipes, and you're gonna help villagers of the town with their own requests as you play through the game's story. You can also decorate your sushi shop, so I would say this one is perfect if you want a more laid-back, chill restaurant management game where you're not as hands-on with it. You can also pick it up on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S. Next up is a game that we streamed back when I was in Lebanon right before I left, and we had so much fun playing it. And you know, I never thought of myself as an arcade kind of girly. My dad used to take me to them when I was a kid and I used to love them, but as I grew older, I just don't really care about it. And in the stream, I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna touch the arcade games. We're just gonna do the management part of it. Yeah, what do I know? I was playing arcade games the whole time we were streaming it. I'm talking about Arcade Paradise. If you're born in the 90s, you're gonna love this. And show of hands in the comment section, who else is born in the 90s like me? Anyway, here you run a laundromat and you're trying to also establish the ultimate retro arcade. So your day is split between doing laundry, cleaning disgusting toilets. That part ain't so cozy, I know, but the rest is, I promise. And you're gonna buy new arcade machines, you're gonna set them up in your shop, and guess what? You can play every single one of them. You have over 35. The music is so good here, and I never realized Doug Cockle, the voice actor of Geralt in the Witcher series, you know I love Witcher 3, best game of all time, he is actually voice acting in the game. Anyway, this game is that perfect scenario of getting a job you absolutely hate and then being able to flip things around and make it work for you. It's such a fun game, very charming, and you're gonna have the hours pass by so quickly as you play it. You can get it on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch, and I see it on Steam for £16. It also goes on sale a lot, and it takes around 25 to 40 hours to complete, depending on how you want to play it. The next game is one that I picked up during the Steam summer sale, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorite cozy games. It's very weird, you're gonna be like, what is happening? Bubbles, what are you recommending to me right now? But gotta say, it's really fun. And I think this one is perfect for us to branch into our next category, which is story-rich games. So this is gonna have a mix of both, a bit of business management and a bit of story-rich narrative. Promise Mascot Agency is one of the weirdest games I've ever played, very similar to Donut County. It has a lot of mature content as well, so make sure you read the mature content description before you buy it. But the cozy side of it is in the gameplay loop, where you play as an exiled Yakuza who's trying to pay off his debt by starting a mascot agency. So you collect mascots and you send them on jobs while also helping the town get rid of its curse. When you send the mascots to work, they might run into trouble, so you need to help them with the hero cards, which you can collect. And the game in general has a lot of things to do that involve collecting. You're gonna collect hero cards, you're gonna collect mascots. You're also gonna improve your truck by collecting these wolves that you see, or foxes that you see, you know, running around, and you're gonna use this truck to traverse the world. You're gonna be driving a lot, so you're gonna jump between driving and then progressing the story and then doing a bit of the business management. It's a very weird yet funny game, but also I feel like the story is very heartwarming. So I highly recommend it, especially if you're looking for a cozy game that is a little bit different than what you're used to. I was very resistant to buying this game. I don't know why, like I would come back to it, then I'm like, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna like it. It caught me by surprise and I'm really happy that I played it. This one is on the shorter end. You can expect to finish it in about 13 to 16 hours, and you can buy it on Steam for £21. You can also play it on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. It's more on the expensive side compared to what the content offers, so I would say pick it up on a sale. We have even more story-rich games that are coming up next, but before we get into that, hello you gorgeous human being, it's Miss Bubbles. I'm so happy to have you here. If you're enjoying this video so far, do me a favor and squish the like and subscribe buttons. I would also love it if you consider supporting me on Patreon, Ko-fi, or becoming a YouTube channel member for plenty of perks, and that way you can help the channel because these videos take a really long time to make, so every bit of support goes a long way. Next up, we have Assemble with Care. This one falls between story-rich, but also short and sweet, kind of like Donut County. This one can be finished in only 2 hours, and you can get it on PC for around £5. It's also on mobile, and I love this game so much. This is a puzzle, narrative-driven game that caught my heart, and I love the story here. You play as Maria, a traveling antique restorer who arrives in Bellariva to fix broken objects. And in doing so, you heal the hearts of its townsfolk too. You're gonna dismantle gadgets, figure out their inner mechanics, and put them back together piece by piece. With each repair, you're gonna learn a new personal story, and that's gonna allow you to build connections with the quirky locals. The game's hand-illustrated style and 1980s-inspired soundtrack make every moment feel so beautiful. There's no stress here, just chilling and playing through a wholesome story. Now, if you like coffee talk, but you want something a little bit similar yet a little bit different, I would say Tavern Talk is a close one to it. Every drink you mix carries you a little bit further along the story. So basically, you're the owner of the Wayfarer's Inn in Asteria, and your job is to pour potions of fury, hope, and solace to a cast of over 20 adventurers whose stories are gonna unfold before your eyes. The drinks are interactive choices that shape destinies, and the rumors that you're gonna hear, they can all be turned into quests that you can can send these adventurers on, and this all means that there are multiple endings accompanied with a beautiful art style. Keep in mind there are some dark topics here, including grief and violence, but I think it is perfectly balanced with the overall touching story that's gonna stay with you for a long time. The story is about 15 hours long, and you can play it on Steam and macOS. I see it on Steam for about £15. Beacon Pines is a cute but also creepy adventure wrapped in a storybook, so you're both the reader and Luca, who is the main character in this book. Something strange is happening at the old warehouse and only you and your friends are noticing it. At key moments, you collect golden charms with words on them, and you get to fill in the blanks, which means you can change the story's paths in various ways. Then you jump around in the Chronicle, which is this branching interactive tree, and you can go back and forth and choose different worlds to unravel all of the mysteries. Beacon Pines takes around 6 hours to finish, and you can play it on PC, Switch, and Xbox One, as well as Series X and S, and I see it on Steam for around £16. Another incredible cozy game that is amazing and it has such a beautiful narrative is the Cosmic Wheel Sisterhood. I don't see a lot of people talk about it, but let me tell you about it. You play as Fortuna, a witch that's exiled on an asteroid, and you're reconnecting with your coven after 200 years. You're gonna design and craft your own tarot cards to pierce into pasts and futures, and you're gonna uncover emotional revelations and political intrigue across space and time. The story explores identity, community, power, and personal responsibility, and I love the hand-drawn pixel art and the amazing soundtrack, which bundles into this game and makes it perfect. However, I do recommend checking the mature content description because this game deals with some heavy topics, so I would not recommend it for you if your mental health is not the best right now. With that said, it's one of the very few narrative-driven cozy games that had me stare into the void for a long time after finishing it, and I finished it in only 5 hours, although it should have taken me like up to 12, but I just sat there and I just wanted to play through the whole thing in one sitting. You can buy it on PC and Nintendo Switch for around £15 or your regional equivalent. It's gonna have you on a chokehold, and let me know if you've played it. Let me know your top cozy games of all time and watch this video next because Nintendo Switch 2 runs a lot of the great games that we featured here today, so you can probably play them on there. So if you want to know if the Switch 2 is great or not, I've reviewed it for you. Thank you to my YouTube and Patreon bubblies who make videos like this possible, and a shout out goes to the Game Dimension, Jake, Logan, Stella, and Yugoslav for going the extra mile. Until next time, stay bubbly.